अब हम मंत्र जाप करेंगे। ओम
Jai Guruji, Jai Sangat Ji. Today is a very special day for our JaxGuruji Sangat and all the Sangat who have been following the reading of the Light of Divinity. Today is the last reading from the book of Light of Divinity. Shukrana Guruji, Shukrana for blessing us with this big seva. And enlightening us with all the beautiful satsangs that are in this holy book. We are extremely thankful to you. Please continue to shower your blessings upon all of us so we can continue doing seva in this way and many different ways. We are very, very thankful. Shukrana Guruji, Shukrana Aapka, lakh lakh Shukrana Guru Maharaj Ji. So with that, let's start our last reading from the Book of Light of Divinity. Jai Guruji. This last satsang in the Book of Light of Divinity is of retired Wing Commander B. Lakhanpal. Under his blessed wing. Around 20 years ago, when I was posted as a pilot at the Agra Air Force Station, I had to go for a medical checkup. Doctors found some abnormalities through an ECG test. My brother-in-law, Brigadier Datta, was then posted in Jalandhar, and he and his family were going to Guruji. My sister urged me to accompany them. After I had darshan, Guruji took me inside a room and put a spoon on my heart. He then said, Tera kalyan ho gaya. When I returned to Agra, I was medically investigated again. Doctors found that everything was normal due to Guruji's blessings. My wife was going to Jalandhar the next day, and I told her to go and meet Guruji. But she was quite reluctant. When she met Guruji, he told her that last night she had told her husband in Agra that she didn't want to go to him. She was surprised. As she was taking his leave, Guruji predicted that after going to Jammu, she would come back to him. My wife pointed out that she would be leaving for Agra directly from Jammu. Guruji insisted that she would be coming to Jalandhar before leaving for Agra. When my wife reached Jammu, she found her mother suffering from herpes, which then had no treatment. She had told her parents all about Guruji, and her father insisted she take her mother to Jalandhar. The next day, my wife was back at Guruji's feet, as he had predicted. Guruji gave his blessings to my mother-in-law, and she was well after a few days. As an Air Force pilot, I was posted to many places and so didn't get a chance to meet Guruji for 20 odd years. But in our hearts, we had faith in Guruji. In August 2005, doctors found that both the kidneys of my wife were about to fail. We were upset and did not know what to do. Somebody then told us that Guruji was in Delhi. We were relieved as we knew his blessings would make a difference. And on my first visit to him about 20 years, Guruji called me by name. I was amazed. He said he knew about her condition and asked us to bring a copper tumbler. The next day when we did so, he gave his blessings to my wife with those magical words. Tera kalyan ho gaya. You have been blessed. Since that day, she has been returning to good health. Her creatinine level in August 2005 was 7.2 and had come down to 5.1 10 months later. We know this is due to Guruji's blessings. I strongly believe my family and I will always have Guruji's blessings. Afterword. O Divine Father, Soul Giver, may you fill our hearts with bliss. May our eyes shine with the luster of your ceaseless darshans. May our ears constantly hear your word. May our feet always walk upon your path. May you, the Soul Giver, grant us faith, light, love, devotion. May from beginning to end we be at your lotus feet. May we not do that which will taint your memory. May we always abide by your instruction. May your family of united hearts always aspire to you and cling to the only true harbor, your lotus feet. A Sangat is a gathering of hearts united in devotion. It is coming together of the disparate individuals into a community that has a single object of devotion, a single ideal. It is one living plant with so many leaves and branches. As a single plant, it survives. As a multiplicity of leaves and branches, it is prey to every passing storm. As a single heart of singular devotion, it finds divinity, Shri Guruji himself, within. And as one, it must abjure every mischief to come to this devotion. The Sangat is the cup into which Guruji pours his blessings. Let that cup not fragment. The Sangat is a source of love, a family bound by everlasting love. It is Shri Guruji's family. If it is something else, it is not a Sangat. Its foremost responsibility is to keep itself together. Everything else will follow of its own accord. How would he feel if his family went its separate ways? This family that he fed, that he even cooked for, that ate in front of him, that cried, laughed, and loved together, that he continues to bless endlessly in God's endless ways. In a father's eyes, one daughter, one son is no different from the other. How much more so in the eyes of our Divine Father? He loves us always. Sri Guruji was not just a form that we beheld. He was beyond matter. He was, as so many satsangs show, beyond the limitations of time, space, and mass, of physical laws, of the eddies of karmas, of the whirlpool of desires. He was and is beyond Maya. He is Shiva. Though countless words may rise and perish, he remains. A guru is not something to belittle. It cannot be said who or what a guru is, but he is beyond man and the many gods and goddesses. He is supreme. One should not be fooled by the fact that he has a human body. That is just this mode of being. Yesterday, he inhabited a human body. Today, the universe is his body. Yesterday, he was wearing a red robe. Today, he wears the colors of the sky. Yesterday, he was calling you by name. Today, he is whispering silently in the sanctuary of your devotion. Who says he is not? Remember the times of his Sangat. He would come forth majestic and compassionate, and by the time you would have leapt to your feet to pay your respects, he was seated on his throne. He would cross his feet, and the robe would slightly lift so that you could glimpse his lotus feet and fix your mind on them. Meanwhile, his Shabads played on, drawing you to Guruji's lotus feet, taking you out of your troubled life, lifting you up and embracing you. Unconditional love. That's exactly what it was. And then the tea would come filled with his energy. And it would be that in the middle of Shabads, or perhaps later, a satsang would be recounted. It would be eerily familiar to you, since it would seem to be speaking to you. But your troubles about your professional, personal, and health problems. And through the mere agency of clear listening, you would have been healed, made whole. It was an every-minute miracle. The plant of faith that had to grow in each of our hearts took his entire energy. That is why there were so many cups of tea, so many langars. He was feeding our souls with his love and energy. He was feeding us so that we could grow into strong people of love and faith. He was giving us medicine to cure us of the worst malady known to the world itself. In the upheavals of our lives, then and now, he was and is the steady oarsman. Perhaps none of us knew him for what he was, but it is enough to know that he was love and to remember that he expects us to be loving. Shri Guru Vandana, translated from the Ramayana of Sant Tulsidas. O the lotus feet of Guruji, ocean of mercy, Shri Hari himself in human form. O the pollen-like dust of his lotus feet, refulgent, fragrant, and honeyed with love, distillate of the life-giving herb that allays the ills of worldly life. As the holy ash that adorns Lord Shiva, it consecrates the fortunate and bestows sweet blessings and joy. It rubs the dirt off the limpid mirror of the devotee's heart. Put on the forehead, it draws in a host of virtues. Oh, the nails of the feet of beloved Guruji, gems whose mere remembrance unfolds the divine vision. At their striking luminescence, infatuation flees. Highly blessed is he in whose heart they shine. At their appearance, the mind's bright eyes open. The evils and sufferings of its night disappear. Sri Guruji's stories are gems and rubies. In whichever mind they are manifest or hidden, they spread light. Jai Guruji, Jai Sangat Ji, Shukrana Guruji. And that brings us to the end of the reading of Light of Divinity. Shukrana Guruji, Lakh Lakh Shukrana, Shukrana Sangat Ji, Jai Guruji,